Hello, I'm Paula from Stanway Evangelical Church, and I'm going to speak to you a bit today about Jeremiah. So Jeremiah was a man that, if we were to look at him today, we would say that he's probably pretty much poor, unpopular, isolated. He was definitely persecuted in his time, and he wasn't seen as a successful prophet in his time. Jeremiah lived in Judea for 40 years before the Israelites were exiled to Babylon. His prophecies had an unwelcome message, and he wanted to tell people that it was too late to avoid God's discipline. They needed to accept that and turn from their sins. He often used symbolic actions to communicate his message, such as shattering a clay jar to show how God would shatter Jerusalem. Unfortunately, the messages weren't well received. His audience discounted his warnings, they locked him in stocks, and even threatened his life. Jeremiah witnessed the invasions of the Babylonian armies, the deportations of the people, the slaughter of Jerusalem's inhabitants, and the destruction of the temple. Because of his weeping and sorrow over the sins of the people, he was often referred to as the weeping prophet. He also had a message of hope, though. After a time of punishment, God would restore Israel and Judea. Even though Jeremiah may have seemed like a failure and unpopular, he was actually a success in God's eyes as a prophet. He obeyed God and successfully warned the people, and his words came true. It's very much like some of the things that we go through today. Sometimes we are told things that we don't want to hear, and we push against them. Sometimes we are told that we need to change the way that we do things, change the way we eat, change the way we exercise, change the amount of time we spend on devices, change the way that we work, change the way that we treat our family. There's a lot of things that we are told that we need to do in life. We push against it, we deny it, we say that we're doing okay, that we don't need to change, that it's not a sin, that there's nothing wrong with what we're doing. Who are those people to question our lifestyle? Actually, sometimes God sends people through a calling to them to get a message to us. Sometimes we're the people that have to deliver the message. But actually, if it comes from that fire that God put in your belly, then you're doing the right thing. Then that message needs to be heard. And it's not easy to be on the receiving end of that message. But as long as you do it with a kind heart and in love, then God will do the rest of the work. But at the end of the day, we need to remember that it's God's word that is true, that God created us to be for a plan, for a purpose, and that we are perfect just the way we are, but we need to look after ourselves, we need to look after our families, and we need to lean on God and have a good relationship with him. So hopefully some of that makes sense. Thank you for listening to my ramblings today, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye.